Hello, boys and girls, children of all ages,
And welcome back.
and welcome back to this time in the flesh, if you will,
HQ. We're in
in the
the HQ.
HQ of the Husky Bible podcast. This is your said Husky Bible Ariel, and
And Jonathan.
we're back after not a long hiatus. We recorded last week, right?
It was Sunday. Yeah.
No, it
So
wasn't Sunday. It was
a Wednesday.
a Wednesday after a certain event happened, which we will not discuss any further.
Yes.
Yes, we agree.
Yes.
We concur.
Concur.
So all here is hoping that everybody's well. Everybody's fine. We still have no word on where Soto's ending up.
No. He just met with the Red Sox.
That doesn't necessarily mean anything.
No, but they're thinking he's gonna sign before the end of the year.
I mean, he has three options right now for whatever.
So they said it wasn't gonna go past 2025, a lot of the experts say. So they're thinking he's gonna sign before Christmas, I guess.
So his options right now, as we understand it, is going to be either New York vis-a-vis
New York or New York.
New York or New York
or
Boston.
No, I heard the Dodgers are in it too. But
How much money do they have?
well, here's the thing. He's not
They're
gonna,
already paying over almost $1 billion to Ohtani.
Yeah, but Otani's deferring his money, so he's only getting paid like $2 to $3 million a year. So like
Did he sign for perpetuity?
So he did that on purpose so the team couldn't afford other players, because remember, he signed for like, what was it, 700 mil?
Yeah, close to $1 billion.
So he isn't getting all that money up front. It's a backloaded deal, and I mean, it's backloaded. Like, the dude's gonna be
Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah, but like on drugs, because Bonilla's only getting like 1.19 or something like that.
Oh, poor thing.
This guy.
Oh, boo hoo is me. I'm only getting 1 point something million. Poor me. Oh my God. Look at this little receipt. It's just for $1 million a year. Oh, woe is me. My poor unadulterated life.
But this guy is gonna
put me on suicide watch. Why don't you?
This guy's gonna get like, I think 20 to 30 at a time, at a clip, I think.
Yeah, that's a totally hold my beer move right there.
Yeah.
or as we could say, hold my Hollis.
Yeah. But yeah, so he just met with Boston. I heard or read that Big Papi or Manny Ramirez wasn't even part of that, like, come to Boston kind of thing.
Yeah.
They weren't.
Big Papi openly, and one of the Fox things gave him a bag full of cash so he can buy an apartment in New York.
He said he looked good in pinstripes.
Exactly. Big Papi, who is like the most anti-Yankee man on earth. Whereas Manny, he really doesn't care. Manny's Manny.
Manny went where the money was. Manny was a Dodger. Manny was a Red Sox. Manny was a Cleveland
Tampa
Indian.
Bay.
He was a no. Was he
I think he was for a hot minute.
I don't think so.
He ran where the money was.
Yeah, pretty much. But
it's like, you got money,
so
the right amount.
So the next person up for Soto saga would be, I think, the Mets are meeting with him next in LA. All these meetings are happening in LA, by the way.
Yeah.
And then the Yankees meet him after that.
I guess that's where Boras has his HQ.
No, it's probably where Soto's laying down for the off season.
Odd choice.
Yeah, I mean,
saying that was the area that just recently beat the bejesus out of you.
Yeah, but listen, we're not gonna get into this again. But these meetings could have happened in DR. All I give a damn. He needs to be back in pinstripes and just call it a day. But anyway,
amen to that.
The Soto saga, hopefully, from what I hear, should be done before 2025.
Well, here's hoping that he stays in pinstripes.
And that would be the greatest Christmas gift I can get. And I know you don't like
Although
Christmas, but it can be my greatest
I'm
Christmas gift.
indifferent now. I'm indifferent to Christmas, and we're not going to go into that as to why.
Well, no, we don't have to, but I know why. But I'm
Mhm.
just saying that could be my Christmas gift.
I'm not necessarily a Grinch for Christmas because I do celebrate it for my daughter's sake. Because I'm like my personal trauma has nothing to do with
I mean,
with her life experiences. So I try to give her the best, even when it's a season that, for very personal reasons, is like, yeah, I'd rather have this thing done with. Like, let's move along. Yeah, yeah, move. Y'all got presents, good, good, good. Yeah, the next day, let's go to the next day.
well,
Thank you very
you're a
much. Thank you.
dad, so you're a good dad for that reason. Because some people
Yeah,
could just shut down.
yeah. No, again, your personal stuff has nothing to do with your kids. Like whatever happened to you in your past, that's on you. And your kids have their own life to live. And just because you feel a certain type of way, you feel a type of way about something, that doesn't mean you have to translate that to your kids. Like, nah, leave them kids alone, as Pink Floyd said in one of their songs. Leave them kids alone, and just you deal with your own trauma in life. Like life is complicated as enough that you have to drag your kids into that stuff. Like leave them alone. Like let them live their life. Let them find they'll find their trauma elsewhere. Believe me, life has enough trauma for everyone. There's plenty for everyone.
Yeah, life is full of joy.
Hmm. Look, you get the good and the bad. If you only get the good, you will not appreciate the bad, and the bad is what teaches you how to appreciate the good. So you gotta get both. It's a mixed bag. And if you only get the good, then you're gonna be a spoiled brat.
Yeah. Keep it on baseball.
Hmm.
We talked about this before. So Tampa Bay Rays,
Oh yeah.
their stadium got destroyed in
Unfortunately, no,
hurricane.
no laughing matter on that
No,
end. No laughing
it,
matter on that
it
end.
got destroyed like
The
by
Hurricanes.
the hurricane. I think basically just Milton destroyed it,
Yeah. No. It did a number.
and
It did a number.
the roof, because it was a dome, the roof
Yeah,
came
but
off.
it's like a tarp. It was like a tarp. It looked at least like a tarp.
I don't think it was a tarp, but I think it was just
But it
metal.
wasn't. It wasn't made out of metal or
I think it
anything.
was made out of metal, but it wasn't that heavy duty of a metal.
Yeah, but it looked like a that dome
Well,
portion of the ceiling looked like it was made of some sort of
it was
cloth.
built in the early 2000s, and that's when the Rays came alive.
Yeah.
Anyway, last year they averaged about like 16,000 fans. You know,
Hmm.
they weren't really averaging much anyway, to tell you the
Yeah,
truth.
like we were talking before recording, like their golden years have long gone now.
I mean, they're always still there. They're still always a thorn,
Yeah,
but they're not like what they used to be. I mean, they traded a
exactly,
lot of their assets away.
exactly. I mean, and the fans go, the ones that go there because that's your team, so they're gonna follow their team, but it's not gun ho rah rah like it was back in the day.
Yeah.
So
So,
diminishing returns now. Well, anyway, continue.
so their stadium, they already got approved by Tampa to build a new stadium.
Okay.
It's gonna be like this $1.3 billion construction of a new stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So their old stadium, there's it's broken now. It's gonna cost them 55 point something $1 million to fix the roof, and
Okay.
it's not gonna and it won't be ready until like 2026,
Mm.
which they think that's when they were starting the construction to their new stadium. Anyway,
Yeah, because they've been meaning to get away from that place for a minute now because
yeah,
it's not like AstroTurf is the worst.
it it's bad in everybody. It's just a bad thing for anyone that to run on
Yeah,
to.
the amount of injuries that happen to baseball players, and not only baseball players, football players as well, because they use AstroTurf for some certain stadiums.
As we're have on the distant TV that we're watching now,
Hmm.
MetLife Stadium uses somewhat of a turf like that, and it's tearing everyone. That's they're saying that all the injuries, like Aaron Rodgers' injury last year with the
Achilles
torn
tendon.
Achilles. If they that would have never happened on a regular grass field. But here's the thing: when soccer came to MetLife Stadium, they took it all out and put
Actual grass.
Yeah. So why can't you do that for your players? Anyway, we're not going to get there.
So I mean, we can
get there.
We can get there just saying unions,
Yeah.
whatever, but let's not go there because
we can spend a whole podcast on this.
And we might end up next to Jimmy Hoffa. Anyway. Yeah. Then we would find out the hard way where Jimmy Hoffa is.
Oh my goodness. Anyway. So it's gonna
spoilers we can't say because we wouldn't be able to say it.
So it's gonna cost them $55 million. It's not gonna be ready. So the lucky Tampa Bay Rays fan, it's gonna be playing an 11,000 seat George Steinbrenner Field, which is the home.
I'm just feeling that Stephen A. Smith meme all over again.
Which is the home.
Like every Monday morning, you can expect that meme coming. You know which meme I'm talking about. Him with a cigar in his hand, with a cowboy hat on, just looking at the camera like...
So, yeah. So, another thing we were talking about is
poetic justice, by the way. That's like all the years you screwed us. Guess what happens? It's like that Thanos line, like you were trying to avoid this path, and look what it brought you back to me. Yankees is like, pay up, sucker. Pay up.
So
pay up, sucker.
The highest. Well,
say it. Say the amount. Say it. Say
so
it.
they're charging them $15 million
oh, Jesus,
to play to rent out George Steinbrenner's field for them for the season, so they can play the regular season games.
Oh, Lordy Lord.
So
Lordy Lord.
They have this quote out basically saying that the highest paid player on Tampa Bay's payroll next year is the New York Yankees at $15 million. Now they have two players tied for $10.5 million, and then they have a player for $10 million.
Oh, the irony.
So, but what I heard is that Hal Steinbrenner, one of the running people on the Yankees that basically are just running the day-to-day, was involved in getting this deal done fast to get them to play so they could have a field, and it's good for baseball. And Manfred, the MLB commissioner, applauded that for them.
I mean, not to interrupt you, but I mean, they got a sweet deal when WWE used that Tropicana field during the Thunderdome days. Yeah. They got a sweet deal out of WWE because Vince McMahon was like, hell, I'm closing this thing off. We need somewhere to play. Who's the crazy one? And Tampa Bay was like, we want your monies.
We'll take it because
we take your monies. So
we're not getting paid by our fans. Maybe your fans could pay us.
Exactly. They were like, we'll take that Vince McMahon money. I mean, Vince McMahon, if you don't know, is our infamous Minky Juice, which we reference in times. And right now, just got mentioned. I mean, right now he got $100 million just for that mention.
He basically keeps us busy.
Yeah, him and Philip Jack Brooks. Who, by not just mentioning his name, you will have to murder him in WWE 2K 2024.
Yeah, we're not done for today. We got a couple of things to do.
Yeah, I knew that. As soon as I mentioned it, I was like, yeah, he's gonna murder him now. He's gonna murk him now.
It's time. Oh.
Bader from the great beyond were like, why is this dude using me so much? You murdered this fat fool, this skinny fool. Like, what did I hit? What did he do to me? I ain't got nothing against it.
Sweet. Awesome. Anyway.
Oh God. So yeah.
We were talking about, now that we're in wrestling now, the
Yeah.
AWE.
No, we were gonna talk about more AEW. We got two things.
AEW. My bad.
We're gonna talk about two things because WWE's doing their thing. They're in a season where they can't do any wrong. Basically, they're just making money hand over fist.
They're printing it now.
Yeah, they pretty much have a printing press in the backyard in Connecticut, Stamford, Connecticut. Right now, they got a printing press. Between UFC and WWE, TKO is making all the monies. All the money.
Stephanie looking for Hunter. Hunter, what are you doing?
Hunter has like already a money printing ink on his face.
I'm in the back printing.
He's like his hands with Ricky Bobby. He's like, my hands just full with printer ink because we're printing so much money, baby. Like, I have so many Benjamins printing on my hands right now.
We're gonna be good for life.
We're gonna be good for life, baby. Like our grandkids are going to just see Benjamins. It's gonna be a sea of Benjamins running, a flow of Benjamins, baby.
You think your daddy was worth a lot?
Me and kids ain't nothing. that river ran dry. This is the new river of money. Anyway, so yeah, WWE, they're fine. The competition or the thing that thinks that are competition, let's just say, AEW, not so much. One is more the thing I want to talk about first is more not so much related to AEW because this is not AEW's fault. It's more like their biggest rah guy of AEW, which is Dave Meltzer. You know who Dave Meltzer is? Have you heard of him? Okay, Dave Meltzer runs the Wrestling Observer newsletter. He's had that newsletter for a while, over 30 years. And he's considered the quote unquote most knowledgeable man in all pro wrestling outside of WWE. And he mostly always favors things that are outside WWE. You know, he's like a very niche nerd in terms of, like, for example, when there was no competition for WWE, his attention was like on New Japan Pro Wrestling, where New Japan, if you know anything about them, they wrestle stiff. They call it the strong style, where when people slap themselves in the face, they legitimately slap themselves in the face. Like, is no joke. Like, they hit themselves for realsies. I mean, it's all pre-calculated like in WWE, but they don't wrestle safe. They wrestle as like, we're gonna mess each other up right now. And it's a handshake agreement, like, you're gonna get hit, I'm gonna get hit. It's just gonna look good. We're gonna make it look as legitimate as possible, but we're good. And he was very high on that thing. And then when AEW happened with the rise of the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and all that stuff, he has been singing their praises and been on the AEW bandwagon since day one. And recently, when things started to show, when the flaws are starting to show in the product in AEW, bunch of the old timers started talking about it, saying like, yeah, there's things here that are not quite up to snuff. Particularly, Jim Cornette has been a very big criticizer of the AEW product, and a Dutch Mantell. I don't know who you know who Dutch Mantell is. Dutch Mantell, Zeb Coulter, he was in WWE. He was the manager of Cesaro, of Alberto Del Rio, of Jack Swagger.
I didn't watch that around that time.
Okay. He's the guy who had that Yosemite Sam mustache. You probably
I might have seen him.
Okay. So he has the Yosemite Sam mustache, like the big thing, parting ways in the middle. So he so Dutch has his own podcast, and he criticizes the product, rightfully so, because it's not up to snuff. So what happened? Dutch recently had a health scare. I don't recall now exactly what he had, but he had to be in hospice. And his wife at the same time got ill as well. And they ran out their health insurance because it was that bad. It was very bad. To the point that they even exhausted their life savings.
Wow.
And their children had to go create a GoFundMe to help them out on their medical expenses because the thing wearing out to 6 digits. It was on the 6-digit mark. So they didn't have enough money to, deal with this. So they asked the fans to pitch in. and God bless the fans took care of it. They pinched in, and not to also be sourpusses about it. Tony Khan, the owner of AEW, pinched in. He gave a good amount, and it was public. It was public knowledge, so I can say the amount. He put in 5 Gs, which is good. Even Chris Jericho put some a 1,500, and Jim Cornette also pinched in 5 Gs. I mean, it was just a labor of everybody pinching in and helping out. So why am I mentioning all this? So you can have the backstory. So Dave Meltzer wrote a story about Dutch, what was going on in his health issues. And then he decided to use that opportunity to throw dirt on Dutch for him criticizing the AEW product where Tony Khan gave money to help him. I'm like, and people were like, this is not the time to be on top of this dude while he's fighting for his life.
Crazy.
Like, but look what Tony Khan did for you, and you to bad. Okay, first of all, he didn't badmouth Tony Khan. He badmouthed Tony Khan's product. You got to make a separation between the two because one is Tony Khan, the individual. We don't know him, but for all accounts that people have known him, and even your favorite one, Philip Jack Brooks, even Phil has said that Tony Khan is a good guy. Even Phil says, yeah, Tony Khan is fine. He's fine. He's a good guy. He's good intention, good-hearted man. His heart is in the right place. It's just that for apparent reasons now, or things that are evident right now in terms of his product, in this case AEW, the man can't book a farm. Man cannot book nothing. Like it's impossible for him to book a decent show. AEW did a show recently in a 5,000 seater in Connecticut, in Bridgeport, by the way. So that's near your neck of the woods. And Geekville. Because we all live in Geekville. Remember, it's in our hearts. They did a 5,000 seater and only 1,400 people showed up with the tickets at reduced price at 40%. Business is not good.
No, it's not.
Business is not good. And in the middle of promo, John Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose, in the middle of a promo, a fan shouted, and you can hear this clearly because it's an empty arena, basically, said, "Go back to Roman." I mean, in my wrestling chat, I was joking, like, you could have heard a fart in the nosebleeds. You literally could have heard a fart in the nosebleeds because it was that empty. So, again, product not doing well. Human being Tony Khan, good guy. We can make the difference. Why does this man, Dave Meltzer, has to go against a man that is battling for his life in the worst time of his life, where both him and his wife were at death's door, and attack him just because he was talking bad about the product of apparently his benefactor? Because the way he talks about Tony Khan, it's like Tony Khan is his benefactor. Like, do we need to discuss certain issues here, sir? I mean, why do you have to go be so hardcore on this guy? Is there any Diddy issues we need to discuss? I mean, I'm asking questions. I'm not saying that there are, but I'm asking questions because I'm just trying to see justify. Like, are you in the payroll? Are you in the payroll? Like, tell me. Like, I don't see the reason why you had to be so dark. But needless to say, the wrestling community did not take these news kindly, and they proceeded to beat the living daylights verbally out of Dave Meltzer. And good news, Dutch made it. He was dispatched from the hospital. And guess what was the first order of business? Give a nice old reply to Dave Meltzer with things that I cannot repeat here because we're good Christian boys. But it was something on the lines that he will dog walk him and beat the living you know what out of him. He said, if I were 30 years younger, I would beat the living beep out of you. And you would be like, and I mean, you hear that and you'd be like, I'm sorry, he's totally justified.
Oh, totally.
I'm sorry, he's totally justified because why would you talk crap about a man that's dying just because he bit the hand of your benefactor?
People are evil, man.
Like, no, it's not. I wouldn't say maybe evil. I would say maybe stupidity.
No, that he showed his true colors.
Like, you don't have to be that way just because somebody criticizes the product of your friend. Like, again, make the distinction. Friend, the product. He didn't attack your friend. He attacked your friend's product. What your friend has to do is something simple. Make the product better.
Yeah, but I don't. It might have run its course already. Like
I think, like
a lot of those wrestlers went back to WWE. You know,
no, the ones that are contracts are up. But this is the problem.
and you don't think more is gonna go once their contract are
This
up?
is the problem. This is the problem right now. Tony Khan has too much money in his hands because he. Oh, by the way, he's one of the owners. He is the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he also owns a European football league.
Another team that's losing money. Go ahead.
That's either here or there. Anyway, the thing is that his money is loaded. His family is loaded, like with money. It seems that they also have an infinite conveyor belt of printing money in some odd way. I don't. That's the weirdest way of failing to succeed. I mean, that's like succeeding. You're a failure, and your failure is helping you succeed. It's like because AEW is a profitable company. It's profitable. It's making money. And you're like, how? The arenas are empty. People are not interested anymore. The arenas are empty, and yet, oh yeah, I know why. Because WB Warner Brothers Discovery, again, another dumb company. I mean, we gotta call a spade here. I'm sorry. We gotta call a spade here. Another dumb company. We're like, okay, we'll give you all the money. How much you want? 300 million? Okay. And in a product that is not even producing 500,000 viewers. Not even.
I don't even know how WB is making money.
It's a whole mess. I mean, traditional media is dying 1,000 deaths right now.
Their channels, their shows on their channels, like after Gilmore Girls, you're not doing anything.
And they just let go inside the NBA.
Yeah, so it's like,
oh, you mean that show that everybody likes? You just let it go because you're making a contract with the most lucrative sport in all the U.S. called hockey?
they're not going to be bringing you in money like the NBA. But I mean, it was dead. They weren't they didn't get the basketball contract. They put up the same money as their competition did.
It's just that look, the NBA. You don't blame the NBA for being wise because the NBA understands the times are changing.
And Disney, ABC, whatever you want to call them, because Disney and ESPN, they own them.
Same difference. It's like saying Marvel and Disney. It's same difference.
They're not dumb. All they're doing is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. They're buying these companies and they're just becoming stronger.
Exactly.
So them just being like, you know what? Go ahead, Shaq. Go ahead, Ernie. Go ahead and just go. We'll just
By the way, the 2025 2026 season inside the NBA is going to move to ESPN ABC. So
and it was the smartest thing for the NBA to do because no one wanted to see those four guys leave.
Exactly. Like that was one of our biggest headaches during this offseason. We were like, where are these guys going to go?
Yeah, and like they said, TNT, who's owned by Warner Brothers, right? They put up almost the same exact money, but it was just like, how were you going to still compete with Disney? ESPN. You just couldn't. You can't.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about printing money. It's exactly what Disney's doing.
Look, they got to get to that WWE, UFC, TKO formula that they know where the future is. Like WWE, for example, they're like, okay, we'll keep some of our programming in traditional media, like what they did at USA, because USA's always treated them like $1,000,000.
Oh, of course. I can't remember
Well,
what other channel Raw was on.
Spike TV, now Paramount.
Yeah, but they weren't on that channel for long.
Like 3
USA bought
years. It was like 3 years.
USA bought them up and was just like,
No, as soon as the contract was
come to
up,
daddy.
and also WWE was like, what? Because you have to understand that Spike TV was like it was called the Nashville Network before, and basically, I mean, no disrespect to Nashville, no disrespect to Tennessee, but basically the name said it by itself. No disrespect, but uh, WWE is more like an East Coast product in terms of that type of mentality, citywide mentality. Not saying anything bad about Nashville again, but let's face it. Back then, not now, obviously, because now it's a whole nother beast. Now it's called the Paramount Network. It's a whole nother beast. But back then, what that channel was, and I apologize for the wording, but it was called the Redneck Channel. That's how it was called.
Yeah, well, Paramount bought a bunch of channels.
Yeah,
CBS bought MTV. I
yeah.
think.
Paramount is another beast right now.
Yeah, they bought a bunch of channels.
I would dare say Paramount is number 2 right now, after Disney.
Probably. I mean, streaming right here, but you gotta give it up to NBC just keeping themselves afloat.
Yeah, but is it Capcom? What is it? The owners of NBC?
I thought NBC owned NBC.
No, Universal. Universal owns them. Comcast. They're the ones.
Comcast. Well,
Yeah.
but I mean, they're still holding their stuff up. I mean, a lot like this. Like before, I think ESPN owned NBC, and who? I mean, they bought out Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Come on,
They own Hulu.
they own Hulu now. So it's like every channel that you watch TV on now has its own freaking streaming.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Like,
You got
look, media's
CB
changing now. Like, again, I'm saying this again. Traditional media is dying to 1,000 deaths
Yeah.
right now. It's hemorrhaging money. Everybody's leaving it because people just want a different thing now, and going digital now is the new form. And going back to, because this whole thing started from AEW going to the Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers being naive or stupid or both to get
They're just like,
yeah, just throwing money out of the problem, thinking that, oh, we got wrestling. Like, at this point, TNA is more entertaining than AEW, because AEW is like, it has no north. It has no point of being. It has nothing. Like, there's no reason why this thing keeps going. You don't see any purpose in it. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw an AEW programming. I don't remember. But you see the reports, you see the empty arenas, you see the videos of people posting videos on social media showing how empty the arena was. Because back then they at least went with the excuse that they covered that, where the hard camera is, it was always empty. There was nothing there. But now it's like they have to darken the arena and ask people, please sit down in this certain areas where the light is, so that way we can at least cover and camouflage this thing, making it look like it's a full arena. But it is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. It looks horrible.
no.
And again, just to reiterate, we wish Dutch Mantell a speedy recovery, and for him and his wife. And Dave Meltzer, you reap what you sow, buddy. You reap what you sow. I mean, right now you're not the most popular guy. Guess what? I wonder why. I wonder why.
He wanted his 2 seconds of fame and it blew up in his face.
No, the dude is just eating straight up L's lately. Like the
But
things
that's
that
what he wanted. He wanted to come out big and be like, "How are you going to diss the guy that just gave like you wanted your 5 minutes, you wanted your 5 seconds of fame, and it blew back in your face."
I'm just gonna repeat the same thing Jim Cornette said. I'm gonna sugarcoat it because we're good Christian boys. He said, "Dude, wet the bed and then roll all over it."
Yeah. So
He wet the bed and rolled all over it. Like just smeared all himself all over it.
you wanted your 2 seconds of fame, it didn't work, it blew back in your face. Just eat your L and
Eat your L and shut up.
and go hide in a hole somewhere.
Yeah, shut up, dude. Like it's embarrassing. Like you're trying to sing, you're being trying to be Tony Khan's rah rah boy for his failed promotion at this point because AEW is now a failed promotion. Now it's in shambles. People don't see it anymore. I
But
mean,
he's just gonna keep feeding it and feeding it, and
because I
hopefully
mean,
he wants to probably catch the
I
lightning in the bottle, which he might not.
look when it started back in 2019. When it started, it was gangbusters. It was different. It was the antithesis of what WWE was back then, which WWE back then sucked.
Well, you know why?
Sucked. Well, Minky Juice.
Yeah.
I mean, in the moment, and you knew it was Minky Juice because the moment he retired, this just went boom, skyrocketing to the top.
Yeah, because he let Triple H run the business.
It's like, so you were your own worst enemy?
Well, it wasn't even like when he sold the business. It was when he got
When he got when he retired the first time.
yeah, because that's when we find out he was doing Diddy shit. Anyway, but
we're keeping that in. We're keeping that in. No, did it? I said no, did it?
but
wait a minute.
But the moment he got suspended, Stephanie took over. Triple H stepped up and being the creator. He grew up in that era where WWE was on the rise. So not trusting him and being like, "Oh, I'm just gonna keep running the company the way I want to because I'm Vince McMahon and this is my you were losing money.
Like this ain't the 80s anymore.
Like
this ain't the 80s anymore.
Yes. Do we give you props for what you did? Yeah. But you also got to give props for Austin. You got to give props to The Rock, Hunter, Shawn Michaels. They basically put the company on their shoulders and ran with it.
In the dark ages.
Yeah. So that helped you buy out WCW.
Like that was another thing that we were talking about in our wrestling chat. Like we were like when WWE was in their dark ages, like between 92 and 95, that was like the dark ages for them. They were like in dog turd mode. It's like it was bad. It was bad because that's when they had all the gimmicks. Like everybody had to do. Everybody was like Mantar, or I'm Duke the Dumpster Drozy. Like I work in the garbage disposal business. I'm a Friar Tuck guy. It was like the stupidest gimmick under God's green earth. Like everybody had a gimmick, and the product was so bad that Vince had to go like in gyms. The product had to be like in local gyms, like 1,000-seaters, because business was bad. Like he wasn't selling arenas like he was before.
But at least he was smart enough to do it.
Exactly. That's the point what I'm making. Like we're telling, like Vince McMahon had the business savvy to understand business is down. How can we make something out of a bad situation? Okay, smaller venues. Whereas this dude from Kevin, this dude from AEW, Tony Khan, he's still booking arenas. He's still booking arenas. Like, dude, your product is not arena worthy anymore. Your product is local gym worthy now. You got to go to 1,000-seater.
Okay, so maybe that's the next step. I mean, you have to go back to the drawing board.
Yes,
and erase what you had because it's not working anymore.
Yes, like the fans are letting you know that the product is not up to snuff.
You're going against the guy that helped built the Attitude Era. Like you're not you like you just came out of nowhere and made this company.
and they think they in their minds they still think that they're competition.
You're not.
Like in their heart of hearts, they're like, I know like, dude, no, it's done. It's over.
That was like,
It's over. It's over. Like, no, we gotta be like real about it. Like, remember that Ricky Bobby saying, like, no, we gotta tell them like it is. You gotta be real.
it's like the Yankees in the '90s and the Mets in the '90s. It's like you're like
You had
Jeter
to hit
said,
him that low.
like
You had to hit him that low.
like what Jeter said in his documentary.
You had to hit him that low.
We just thought of them as the Mets. So WWE right now is just thinking about
That's a Ric Flair low blow, and you know it.
that's just
It's like going boom.
They're just
just holding that fist like yeah.
they're just AEW. They're just AEW. We didn't think of them as competition. They were just AEW. It wasn't nothing.
That's a Ric Flair low blow, and you know it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was like boom, right in the nards. Oh, poor boys. Any hoodles. So we're exhausted the wrestling stuff already, so we're not gonna keep on going on that train.
Let's go to where I'm sad
Where?
about the announcement Mr. Washington did to us.
Oh yeah. I was saving that for last. Yeah. This new movie coming out, Gladiator 2, which
I think it's out, isn't it?
It's gonna come out next week.
Okay.
This coming Friday, as of recording time. I don't know whenever you're gonna see this podcast, or listen to this podcast, but anyways, this is gonna be one of the last few movies that Denzel is gonna do. Why I'm saying that? Because the man himself said this week that he has like maybe 4 or 5 projects left in him, and then he's done. He's gonna call it a career. It's gonna be like deuces and done. The man is 70 years old, yet he can still act. I mean, we can attest to that from last year's Equalizer 3. He, quote unquote, no pun intended, murdered. That was like seeing a 68-year-old man going John Wick mode and no puppy involved. There was not a puppy inside. It was just because I can. I was there. Yeah, I got the skills.
You want to mess with me?
You mess with the people I like. Guess what? I got this fever, and the only cure is murking people.
I got this itch in my hand.
I got my itch in my hand. I just need to range your back for a little bit. Like, let me break 3 or 5 vertebrae.
Let me look at the watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
30 seconds and toast.
28. I thought I was gonna do it better.
Yeah. Anyways, so he says he got like 4 or 5 projects left in him. I think a couple of them are gonna be like Broadway shows, not Broadway and like going rah rah, but theater. I mean theater.
Well, he did theater a while ago, back in the day.
Yeah, he's gonna do Othello.
I think he opened that up, and when it opened up. Like in the 70s?
He said he did it when he was 22, and now he's gonna do it in his 70s.
Yeah.
He's also, I think, gonna do King Lear. Those are 2 projects that he's gonna. And another project he's gonna do. He's gonna be in Black Panther 3. So he's gonna go out in a bang in terms of doing a Marvel movie.
Yeah, they're writing him in.
So
they're writing a part for him.
I mean, that's a good thing because that will. I mean, even Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, and Han Solo himself has done already a Marvel movie. He's going to be in Captain America: Brave New World. He's going to be the Red Hulk. So yeah, and so you already got Han Solo or Indiana Jones being part of the Marvel universe. We already saw Sylvester Stallone also being part of the Marvel universe. He's part of Marvel as well.
So I wonder how they're gonna probably CGI out his Walker, right?
What Walker?
For Harrison Ford.
What are you talking about? The dude is the dude is cut like granite.
Okay.
Harrison, I mean, I know he's in his 80s, but he can whoop your in my behind.
I don't know about that.
Have you seen him shirtless?
Anyway, yeah, this called CGI stuff.
No CG with that man.
Okay.
No CG with that man. That man stays active. He's a carpenter.
Okay.
Old school carpenter, not using modern tools. It's old school.
So you think his last movie is going to be Black Panther then for Denzel?
One of them. I think he said that he'll do maybe a couple more, but he's like being very picky about what he's gonna do because he knows that he's just in the end game now.
And do you think that if I send him a letter,
No pun intended. No pun intended.
I think if I send him a letter and be like, we want one more Equalizer, you'll think about it?
If it's with a check with $1 million, yeah. It's not that he needs the money, but it goes a long way.
Denzel, I can give you $1.
I mean, if we want to talk about what money does, we can just refer to Logan Paul and Mike Tyson.
You really want to go there? I mean, shoot. I only watched 2 rounds and you didn't watch anything. So
and you know what? I'm a happier man for it.
Paul walks away with 40. Tyson walks away with 20.
And you make yourself from there. You make the conclusions from there where you will.
Yeah.
Make all the conclusions you want from there. The only people that got played on that was the one that saw the pay-per-view. Those were the only ones that got played.
The only ones that got played by it is the people that bought Netflix just for that. And it was like, hey, I paid $18 for this.
Hey, the only reason Netflix as I have is because it's my wife that paying for it, and WWE is gonna be Raw is gonna be there in January. So that's just in a couple of months.
That's crazy.
That's just in a couple of months. So yeah, sucks to those of you who actually watch that thing. My most deepest sympathies, and kudos on Mike for knowing how to get a good payday.
Dude, for almost dying, he looked good.
That I aspire to look that great at 58. I mean, I'm 46 and weep for me. Look at this, weep for me. I'm 46 and I look like Jabba the Hutt with a t-shirt. Solo. Nata Ukitaka.
Whatever you said.
That soundbite is gonna haunt me. I'm sure of it. Oh. Anyway, well, here's hoping that next year we're gonna get some good movies because I think this year is pretty much done. It's amazing that I thought that this year the worst movie was gonna be Madam Web. It still kind of is.
Didn't even watch it because you told me.
Yeah, no. Everybody that saw that movie was like, run, run away. Like, no, walk away.
Did you hear anything about the new Venom?
Joker? What?
The new Venom?
I heard that it's
was the last one, right?
Yeah, allegedly.
Well,
allegedly.
I still need to watch it.
Well, we'll wait until it's in digital. We'll wait until it's digital.
Anyway.
Wink, wink. Wink, wink. What are we talking about? I don't know. Shh. Don't ask no questions. Just put the money in. Just pay the money. Just give me the money. Don't ask no questions.
Don't ask why the
pastor got a nice house. Don't ask why the pastor have the nice house. Don't ask. I said, don't ask. I said, don't ask no questions. And pay the money.
One of my favorite sounds is that one.
Don't ask no questions.
Next to Bang 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 from Pops.
Oh yeah, my love going bang bang bang. You better run for cover, you sweet little thing. Oh God. Man. Pops lives in our hearts.
Always.
Oh, I remember you. I even remember your name.
We used to call you Jabba.
Oh God. So many old references right there.
Anyway, we better get out of here before we start.
Yeah, we're bringing out the old stuff. Oh, to end it on a high note, Uncle Joey is back.
The original Minkey juice himself.
The original bringer of the Minkey juice, who coined the phrase Minkey juice, is back, baby. He's gonna have his old podcast, and if you want to know the name, is the Church of What's Happening Now, the New Testament. Be warned. Be warned. If you are, a hoity-toity person that doesn't tolerate a lot of cursing,
it ain't the podcast for you.
That ain't the podcast for you. Run, Forrest, run.
I just felt like
if you have a very ill-minded person that like you can tolerate, for example, old Sam Kinison and Andrew Dice Clay jokes from back in the late 80s, then that's the podcast for you. We're one of the sickest minds God has ever placed on this earth.
Anyway,
with some expressions that we will not post here, but just be warned. They're going to catch you off guard. Also, a pro tip, don't be drinking or eating anything while you're listening to this podcast because you might choke out of laughter.
You almost die.
You may die. You may not make it. So please make sure you have no plate of food or beverages near you while you're listening to this podcast.
Be like that Cat Williams thing that came up from the Shea Club. I almost died. I almost died today.
Anywho, so I think we did a good mark here, right?
Yeah,
we did a good mark here. So thank you for viewing and listening. I don't know which version is going to make it out there to the ether. We're hoping for
all the above.
We're hoping. I mean, judging by my dumb self, if you trust me in my editing tools.
Listen, we have way too many safety guards for this not to go good today.
The audio version, I'm 100% is going to be okay because we had precautions. We made precautions. Trust you, me. We made precautions.
Anyway, remember to shop TeePublic store.
Oh yeah,
it's 35% off.
Yeah,
as
currently.
we speak, currently right now.
If you're in the Dominican League, buy the merch. It's still there and make daddy rich. Like I got my wife and daughter are not here yet, and they want stuff. I can't afford it.
Don't ask no questions.
Don't ask no questions and give me the money. Like now, please. Hurry. Man cannot live from bread alone. Saith the Lord.
Bread and water. Bread and water.
Saith the Lord. Anyway.
Yeah. So go shop. Where can they find you?
No, our website, huskyragupod.com, where you can listen to all the previous podcasts. Also on YouTube. I mean, apparently YouTube is the one that's rocking right now.
Yeah.
You're all catching us more on YouTube than you do on Spotify. Spotify is like, does that exist?
Hey, listen, we're just going to keep putting it out in the ether, and you guys are going to keep listening.
You're going to keep fighting us for the oddest reasons because, again, there's no promotion machine behind this. I mean, I would like that one day YouTube is like, oh, here's some money.
Yeah.
Here's some money. Like people actually like your product. Here's some money. I'll be like, oh, so we can quit our jobs now. Okay.
That would be lovely.
We would be Joe Rogan now. No, nobody Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is Joe Rogan. Even Joe Rogan has to wake up in the morning. It's like, how do I get away with this? I'm just talking all the dump in my head.
Don't ask.
I just talk all the dump in my head. And these fools are like, okay, 150 million. Is that enough? And Joe Rogan's like, yes, please.
I'll take it.
Yes, please. I'll be like, yes.
Small
please.
Unmarked bills, please.
Yes. All cash, please. I don't trust digital. Nothing to transfer in my account. No. Money in my hand. Money in my hand. Same time, and I don't know you. I don't know you. Same time.
Anyway.
Also, yeah, social media.
Keep closing this out because we keep going into these rants.
You leave me alone, and boy, I guess I can't shut up. I can't shut up.
Reel you back in.
I'm gonna shut up. Okay, social media that Ariel Duran.
Johnny Boy 426.
There you go.
Don't even look for us on Facebook
because you might find us, but you're gonna wait. There's a waiting jail.
Huge waiting jail.
Disney ain't got nothing on us.
You think those wait times are long?
Disney ain't got nothing on us. Again, keeping it clean, and also Denzel, please don't go. Please don't go.
One more Equalizer, please.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we like seeing you murking people.
We'll probably be back to our regular spots next week.
Yes.
Probably for the rest of the month.
For the remainder of the year.
No.
Maybe.
I'll come by sometime around Christmas.
Yeah.
Gotta wear my Santa hat.
I already got to play Santa in church, so
I'm gonna wear my Santa hat for our last episode of Before
Plus,
Christmas.
I already look like Santa, so.
Anywho,
we both kind of do.
Hey.
We both kind of do.
I mean, everyone have a good week. And we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Bye.